RWP is brought to you by Porch Beer Entertainment.
Yeah, like it's literally giving you like
Point.
almost like a cent a listen, basically. But we've only been playing the ads for like less than a month, because we got
two episodes. This will be
it's
the
been
second.
like
with an
two
ad?
episodes worth, so that's not too
Yeah.
bad. I mean, we're getting there. We're gonna be millionaires. I'm telling you, we're gonna be millionaires, and it's all thanks to Anchor, as you heard on the ad that played before the show.
That was a good ad copy. We did a good job.
I like the ad. I like the ad too because I going into it, I was like, look, we're not gonna edit anything. Like we're not gonna do this more than once because like who wants to do an ad more than once? So we just went with it one time. It came out the way it came
who
out.
wants to do that?
Who wants to do that? We're our own brand of professionals. But I was gonna mention to you, so I've been playing a ton of GTA lately. Going back and playing GTA, and I'm like, the more I play it, the more I'm like, how could it? Playing that game, there's a couple things. One, it's very weird to go from playing that game to like real life again.
Yes.
Because like being in my car, like on the roads, because in like the game, you can drive as fast as you want, you can speed around everybody, you can do anything you want at all times in that game. I mean, you can kill everybody if you want. So like being in your car after like playing that game for days is
Gets
a little
you thinking.
weird.
Yeah, it gets you thinking.
It gets you going like, oh, so this is what like criminals are like.
You know, there's a group of guys online in Grand Theft Auto that play like police officers
As cops. Yeah, there's a modded version of the game.
Yeah,
that you
and
can
they
play on
like
PC,
will go and try to arrest people who
Oh, yeah.
are clearly breaking the rules, and so like the cops won't go after them, but the players will. It's very interesting.
Players as cops go
Yeah.
after other players. It's very weird. There's a whole community. I don't really play online. I just play the story mode and I just
Don't play online.
do whatever I want.
It's really, really difficult to do anything.
I assume if I played online in Grand Theft Auto, I would just get murdered every 5 seconds.
That's all it is. Is like people will walk around and just look for players to kill.
But the other thing is playing that game, like you can't play that game and not get an urge to kill. like
it does unlock something
around.
deep down in you because you're basically handing somebody the option to be like, hey, listen, you can do whatever you want to these people.
Right.
And like it just automatically goes to rampage. You know what I'm saying?
It makes you have a taste for blood. Like you want to kill because like you can't just drive around.
It unlocks some primal urge.
There's some weird psychology. There's got to be like a paper on this because like you drive around. There's like people walking around. There's people driving around, and like you're just like
they're minding their own business.
They're minding their own business,
living their lives.
Like there'll be like there was this. I was at the beach in the game, and there was this lady just walking by on the beach, minding her own business, getting a nice leisurely morning walk on the beach, and I ran up and punched her in the face. And I don't know why I did that. I really don't understand why I felt the need to do that, but that's just like what the game does to you. Because like obviously in real life I'm not going to do that, but in the game, man, it just makes you want to do that. It's so weird.
I remember it was Vice City,
right?
One of the Grand Theft Autos, but basically like what was also such a weird feature of the game is like you could get strippers to get in your vehicle if you pulled up and like honked your horn in a certain area, and like it's such a wild game. Like the creators of the game were just like, let's just let you do whatever you want.
Right. It literally is that. It's an open world.
Like there's a story, but the story is it's just gangsters. It's just like
the
mob
story's
organized
like, hey,
crime.
we're gonna all go rob this bank together.
Yeah, and it's
like
oh, okay, I could just do that right now. Yeah, you don't even need to play this story to like enjoy the game, I guess.
It's just thinking back on it, it's just like it's one of the most wild video games ever created, and I think it's because there's so many there's violent video games all over, like Call of Duty.
Sure,
I mean, you
but
can
they
shoot
all
people,
structure like.
But this
plot.
one is literally like you're in California, basically. Like there's real landmarks that are in California, and you're driving around, and you have the ability to do whatever you want. You can go steal. You can if you want to be a good citizen, you can stop at the red lights.
So I got so tired of the senseless killing at one point that I was like, I'm just gonna like drive places normally and do things normally. Like I tried not to fire any weapons.
Yeah,
I would do the stoplights, but the stoplights got so annoying towards the
back
end
in
of that.
college, we used to have a drinking game where we would have to drive as normal as possible in the game and follow all of the traffic laws. And
Yep.
if any infraction, you had to drink. And so, I mean, it obviously
That might be fun to revisit. Yeah.
led to debauchery, of course. But yeah, I've just been playing that game lately because I got sick of the sports games. I'm a very big sports game guy, and I was like, I need a break from the sports.
It gets a little old after a while. Once you've exhausted all the, I mean, it's just the same game over and over again.
Right, exactly. So I've been doing the GTA thing. I'll probably look into maybe another game or something like that. I don't know. I'm very particular with my video games. Like, there's only a couple that really catch my heart. Like I was never a big Call of Duty guy. I know Halo got re-released or whatever. The new
Halo's out. I've been playing that.
that.
That's fun.
But yeah, it's just not my thing. It's just not my thing. But regardless, we do have a fun show for everybody today. We are talking aliens, Salty Dalton.
Boost your audio.
Which I'm pretty excited about because do you hear that?
Yeah, I do. It's very spooky.
I was like, okay, well, we're gonna be playing that.
What would you do if I orchestrated this rig that like raised me up out of my seat and I got pulled off screen?
I mean,
would you be scared? Honestly,
yeah, that's the thing. It's like if you think about if somebody you knew got abducted by aliens, I just don't know how you would go about.
That's just it, right?
That situation.
Because no matter what you say, you're going to be insane.
Right.
How do you call that in to the police? Hey, I mean, I'm sure it happens all the time. In fact, it's probably a pretty regular call. They probably have a code for it. But like, no, listen to me. My friend got abducted by aliens. Oh, yeah. And what did they look like?
No one's going to believe you. No one's going to believe you. I mean, we do have some abduction stories I'm going to read to you later in one of our segments. I have some abduction stories that we're going to play the scary music. I'm going to read them to you. We got a lot of stuff. We got some facts. We've got some what type of alien are you quiz that you and I can take.
We haven't done a BuzzFeed type quiz in a while.
Yeah, we got some call centers as well. So we got an action-packed show. Might as well get into it here. Before we do, though, I want to let everybody know that Salty Dalton and I are now Sunderland fans. Sunderland
I was
going
to ask you to plug them, yeah.
Sunderland AFC. They're a soccer team in England. They're in the third tier. They're in League One. And for some reason, we've just decided, because we have no ties to any soccer team that exists in the world,
ever.
We decided that Sunderland is going to be our team. They're for no
Did you
real
pick
particular
it based on
reason.
a whim? What was the research?
Well, I did watch. There's a Netflix docuseries on them. I did watch that and got a little more familiar with them. It's from like 2018, 2019, something.
Yeah,
like that.
they were in the premiere in 2017, right?
2017, right? So it talks about them being demoted and stuff. It was an interesting documentary, and it made me fall in love with the people of Sunderland, Salty Dalton. So I am.
Where is Sunderland?
Sunderland is on the coast. It's like on the east coast part of England. I know it's by water.
Can we fact check that?
It's a working class town. Sunderland, England.
Yeah, it checks out.
Yeah, it's a city in England. It's a port city, and population about 174,000 as of the 2011 census.
Small.
And
Small city.
right now it's 35 degrees Fahrenheit there. So it's a cold, chilly day. It's
brisk England morning on the water.
Morning. And this question on Google is Sunderland a good place to live? It's been voted one of the best places to live in the UK. Look at that. There's a reason why we're Sunderland boys. You know, it's a great place to live. They're working class people.
What do we call it? What do we call the fans? Are we also lads or are they lads?
What are the Sunderland fans called? I think there's like with soccer, there's always like a couple. So Mackem is the informal nickname for residents of and people from Sunderland.
Mackem. So we virtual Mackem, I guess.
Yeah, we're like we're U.S. Mackems in a way, I guess. Hooliganism, there's a whole section on that on Wikipedia. That's always not very good. It's always like people went to a game and all punched each other in the face for an hour.
Shocker.
Oh, great. But we are Sunderland fans. Shout out to Sunderland. If you'd like to join us on the Sunderland journey, feel free to let us know email us, therandomwordblog@gmail.com, and we will give you our official Sunderland supporter password. So that way you're a Sunderland fan. You know the secret code. We know the secret code for our little Sunderland fan group, okay? We haven't decided on what the secret code is. But
Not
basically
yet, no.
what it is like if you pass somebody in the street and they say this phrase,
you'll know.
You're like, all right, you're a Sunderland fan.
Okay,
so we're gonna do that. If you want to be part of that, therandomwordblog@gmail.com. We'll decide off air what the password is. Okay?
Join our ranks.
Join the ranks of the Macam, the U.S. Macam. Go lads! Let's start the show.
Go lads! Classic.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What are you counting down for? What was that?
Suddenly a sniper shot goes right by your head.
I fly off screen.
Get him! Get him! Get him! Oh, hello! Welcome to the Random Word Podcast. We're back.
The intro didn't play though.
Well, you don't hear. They hear it. I insert it.
You're
later.
putting it in post. Okay.
Yes,
because
it doesn't sound good when I play it through the board.
It. Okay.
Welcome. We are here.
Welcome.
Random Word Podcast. Good
I obviously
to
know
see
what's
everybody.
So I'm well plugged into the podcast.
You're what?
I said I obviously know what's happening because I'm well plugged into.
Yeah, you've done this show before. It has been a month. We took a month off because we do this bi-weekly, as you guys know now at this point.
Just like paychecks, am I right?
Exactly. This is your paycheck, everybody.
Yeah.
And you pay
Sometimes
us
it's late.
by listening. We get a cent every time you play the show. Mm-hmm. So if you want to play it multiple times in a row or just leave it playing throughout the day.
Tell you what, guys, if you could just leave it playing on a device somewhere for
not a bad
24
idea.
hours a day, that's passive income. And that's how we become millionaires.
It's not a bad idea.
And that's how we bring great guests on, like Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Hey, everybody. Hey, what's going on?
That
was pretty good.
Wow. Is he here with us right now? Dwayne, is that you?
I think it was pretty good. I was thinking when I was counting down and you weren't sure what I was doing, it reminded me, and I was like, what if we said get him or something? It reminds me of that. There's a TikTok trend of twins where they'll dress as the same and one guy will walk by somebody walking. He'll go wake up, wake up, wake up.
Oh, yeah.
And then that person's like, what the hell? And they keep walking. And then suddenly the twin walks next to him wearing the exact same thing and goes, wake up, you're dreaming, wake up. Just to freak people out. You should talk to Brittany and Ashley to possibly do a prank like that. That would make some great TikTok content.
That's not a bad idea. Yeah, no, I'm for that. I'm pro that type of prank. I think they're very funny.
Did they ever do the
until you get someone who's like, I'm dreaming, and they strip off their clothes. And
yeah, exactly. Wait. I can have sex with whoever I want. I'm dreaming.
Oh yeah, sure. Just streak. I mean,
you
right to the far end.
You started us down that train.
Yes, I guess I should have known where it was going.
Did Brittany and Ashley ever do the twin swap thing? Like one takes a test for the other?
They've gone to each other's classes before.
Okay, good.
Not on test days because I feel like I don't know. I feel like because to leave that in the hands of because I feel like my sister. I know she's very smart at chemistry,
right?
But I would not trust her in a different subject if I felt like I was smart in that one.
Well, that's why you play the strengths.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sure. Yeah, if there's something I knew they were good at, if I had a twin, a doppelganger, if you will, I would use that constantly.
If you have a twin and you don't pull some sort of shenanigans, then what are you doing? You've wasted the twin capability at that point.
If you have a twin and well, I guess
they'd have to be identical.
If it was a good job,
if they're not identical, then it's pointless.
A different gender shows up.
Bobby, what are you doing in here? It's no, I'm Dylan. No, you're not. What are you talking about?
But what was I saying? Damn it. Oh yeah, if you had a really good paying job and you're willing to split that income, you and your twin could literally switch off every day. You would have a 2-day work week.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, I mean, you would both be caught up on what's going on. You both know the job. At the end of the day, you just tell them what happened, and you walk in the next day, and you just know.
But then you get a little sloppy,
oh yeah,
one of your coworkers brings up a joke or something like that was told.
Oh, dude, remember that sweet moment we had on the roof where we talked about the tragedies of heartbreak?
Remember when I confessed my love for you yesterday?
What? Yeah, you'd leave out key details to throw them off. Yeah.
That's true. You could if you're mad at them, you leave out those details. You forget to tell them there's a big work meeting the next day or something like that, and they show up just unprepared, and then they get you both fired. So actually, that would not be a good idea.
But it'd be interesting though.
Regardless, It is the AlienCast, so we can get into it here. And, I will be playing the alien music for the stories, but for now, we'll just do a little alien facts here, Salty Dalton. I like to start each episode with some alien facts. Well, not every episode is alien facts.
How about
I like
word
to start
of the
with facts.
sorry. Random word is alien.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Right. Remember when we used to do that part?
Yeah. Remember when this show had actual structure?
It does. It does kind of.
Sure,
There's always we always do call center. That's a mainstay. So here's some interesting facts for you.
Lay it on me.
2 astronomers.
Does it kind of look like I have the Hitler mustache like this?
Yep.
It does, doesn't it?
It does.
The resemblance.
By the way,
oh my God!
If you want to see Dalton's face, you can watch the show in video form on YouTube as well. A lot of people consume this via audio podcast form.
Yes.
But we do have a YouTube channel,
Welcome
Random Word Podcast.
to the Random Word Podcast.
And I've got all the videos on there, so just letting you know. Astronomers Margaret Turnbull and Jill Tarter of the Carnegie Institution in Washington, D.C. have compiled a list of 17,129 nearby stars most likely to have
I thought you were
planets
listing 17,000 facts about aliens, and I was
that could support complex life. So there are 17,000 nearby stars that have planets that could support complex life. So I'm just saying.
I know they find planets all the time. There's like
right.
At least for like based on what humans need to survive. There's a couple planets in like I think it's called like a habitable zone or something like that. But basically means like it mimics like Earth's general features.
It has
and
some of the atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
Most likely spots for alien life in our solar system. There's underground refuges on Mars. There's hot spots on Saturn's moon Enceladus, whose south pole is dotted with geysers, and Jupiter's moons Europa and Callisto, whose icy crusts may conceal vast underlying oceans of water.
May conceal, yeah. Or it could just be more ice.
What always freaks me out is
like,
the Mars.
It could just be ice.
The Mars rover photos scare the shit out of me.
It is a pretty wild thing to see, right? It's like
it freaks it. Like honestly, if you want to give me anxiety, put me in like a virtual or VR with like being on Mars, and I will freak out because like there could be creatures anywhere just hiding.
That's what I'm saying. Is like it's a rover, and like it's just kind of plowing through there. So you would imagine that if they saw it, they'd be like,
I mean, they had plenty of time to hide while the rover's going around. There's like, wait,
while the
get down,
rocket was circling the atmosphere.
Yeah, so all the aliens easily were able to like, all right, let's hide out behind this giant cliff for a little bit.
That reminds me, when you're talking about the discovering planets, this is just a quick sidetrack. There was like I forget what the article was, but basically like this like 17-year-old girl, woman, I guess, like it was some internship or something, but like on her first day discovered like this planet that had been overlooked by like all these top scientists, and like it was recognized. Could you imagine like you do this for 40 years, you're the expert in your field, someone just comes in and is like, I'm still in high school,
like,
that's a planet.
What's that dot right there? I think that's a planet. They're like, no, that's not. Oh shit. That is one. No, I'm telling you, like, because I think the landscapes are so freaky because it's always like it looks like it could be like a thing. Like it looks like it could be.
It almost looks like a weird desert scape, somewhere you could go like in Arizona and just find, which I'm sure conspiracy.
I'm afraid of like space worms in the ground. Like
it's just weird, right? Seeing that because you're like actively seeing that it is not your planet,
right?
That is another planet, and like what is over there?
It's terrifying. Perhaps
that's Matt Damon.
Oh, right. When he lived on Mars.
Yeah, that's a true story. That's based on a true story.
It is. Don't look that up, people, but it is a true story. Perhaps the earliest UFO sighting occurred in 1450 BC when Egyptians saw bright circles of light in the sky. And they like wrote down in hieroglyphics, I guess. Or they just kept relaying the message to like each kid.
I will say that if a civilization were to have contact with aliens, I feel like Egypt would be 10 out of 10 like the place to, because like everything about the Egyptian culture is so like the whole pyramid concept, and it's like let's build a 4,000 foot tall pyramid and hide bodies inside, like
some people think the pyramids were built by aliens. Like I'm not one of those people, but
it's insane. It's just I feel like there might be some merit to some of those older things.
The 2 Voyager probes launched in 1977 included a 12-inch gold-plated record carrying carrying whale calls, greetings in 55 human languages, and a Bulgarian folk song. And they included like a I believe they included a record player and directions on how to use the record player.
Oh my god. I get it, but like, who put together that list of things of like,
and who put the whale calls first?
Yeah,
like, don't make that first.
Listen, there's some guy in the board meeting, like just like the board director's like son, who is like needs to be included. It's like, what if they're space whales? You're right, Jimmy. Let's put the whale tracks in there. Let's put that above, human literature or something. But also, I like the idea of 55 different languages.
Yeah. Hello, hola, konnichiwa.
In like, you're just like playing the odds that like, what if they speak one of our languages?
Like, what are we gonna do if we sent this up there and they don't speak English and instead they speak German? We got to make sure that
you got an Amazon Prime package or just a nondescript package arrive at your doorstep, and inside is some type of voice recording of just nonsense.
I like that.
That's essentially what if I were an alien, it was like, oh sweet, look at this like weird floating craft that's dead. You go in there, you check out what's inside. There's a record player, which they're gonna probably be like,
I guess it was 77. I was gonna say like, guys, like, couldn't we have sent like a CD or something, or like an MP3 file?
But it was playlist.
Spotify link. It's a QR code. They're like, here you go.
But
scan
like,
it.
it's just like the odds of them like those instructions must have had to be like, I don't know, pictures or something, but
had to be.
It's such an insane concept.
I like that they sent a Bulgarian folk song in there too.
Yeah,
just
in case. They just listen to it. They're like, this bumps.
They're like, I don't care about the other stuff, but this is what's gonna make us want to make content.
Does it list what song it is?
It doesn't, but maybe let's see.
Do a quick little Google excavation. Let's see if we can find that nugget of data.
Bulgarian
because
folk.
I would love to hear that.
Voyager's golden record, Bulgaria. Okay, hold on. I think there's a YouTube video here that I'll play the audio of. Voyager, unless that's like the band Voyager. Oh wait, no. Yeah, well, yeah, there is a person that sung the song that they sent. Yeah,
they sent the person. Okay,
Balkanska.
They strap him into the rocket. This is a one-way trip.
You're doing this for your country.
You sing this song.
Valia Balkanska in Voyager of NASA. Okay, this is the song.
Oh.
The Voyager Gold record is a phonographic record included in the 2 Voyager spacecrafts. Valia Balkanska is a Bulgarian folk music singer. It's like, what's so special about her that she got picked for this? She didn't even win a Grammy. Who would we send now? Let me skip ahead a little bit, because there's got to be singing, right? Here we go.
Interesting. Thank you for attending.
All right, I don't want us to get DCMA.
Bulgarian Folklore Hour.
I don't want us to get our
featuring the musical stylings of Balkanska, whatever you just
Congratulations to Valia Balkanska. That's whose music was that.
And I'm not trying to be ignorant of folklore music.
What are you going to say here? Are you going to get us?
I like the sound.
I mean, Bulgaria is a big listener base for us.
I guess the not guttural singing, but like that sort of just in a way is almost the whale sounds with music.
Wow. Okay. Wow.
Same similar concept though, right? Because like you have the like the whale noise, but like
you said Valia Balkanska's voice is the same as whale calls.
No, I'm just saying it's a similar concept to sending whale calls. If you're gonna send whale calls, you're just sending a person singing different notes, much like whales do.
Salty Dalton's comments do not reflect
the stance
our
of
podcast
Fox News,
brand as a whole.
CBS, NBC.
Who would we, if you were to send a song Or
A song?
like a singer's music.
Easy. I know exactly what song.
Who would you send? Or song. It could be either just a singer
or a specific
think
song. Real quick. What is one of the greatest songs that humanity's ever produced?
Friday, I'll give you the answer. Rebecca Black.
No, it is Fireflies by Owl City.
Okay, Owl City could be pretty. That's a pretty good one. I think they would jam.
Fireflies
is
a bop. An absolute.
It's a bop.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
There's not one person if you throw on Fireflies by Owl City, they might not like it, but they'll be like, I would not believe your eyes. Like they'll sing along to it. Yeah, it's great.
Okay, you know what? I'm not gonna be able to top that, so I'll send that up too. One other fact here on September 30th, 2006, the French Center for National Space Studies beamed Cosmic Connection, a TV program aimed at extraterrestrials at a sun-like star called Erie, 45 light years from Earth. The video should reach them in 2051. So in 2051,
Jesus Christ,
they will get a video.
Didn't they broadcast isn't it like one of the first televised broadcasts?
Well, they put a lot of stuff out in the world.
Is that the equivalent of getting junk mail if you're an alien planet? You just get
I didn't order this.
In 50 years, you just get hit with some crazy singing, and you're just like, what? What? And I assume they're just shooting these rays at the planet. So would they just? I guess they would have to receive it via some device.
I like how it was a TV program aimed at extraterrestrials. Hi, aliens. Welcome to the show.
Would dressing up as aliens in a video
right, they're wearing a big floppy
would that essentially be
alien suit thing?
The same as almost like blackface?
To aliens, probably.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is how insane would that be? Someone dressed up trying to be an alien, knowing nothing about aliens. That would be incredibly offensive.
I think it is offensive. I'm offended for the aliens, actually.
I am too, honestly. I mean, just let them do their thing. Why are we trying that hard?
The aliens.
We're essentially we're writing back someone who may never answer.
Well, if their thing in 2006 won't reach them till 2051, then in theory, will we not hear back for another 45 years?
What if we hear back instantly?
Yeah,
and then it's damn, all right, well, we got 52 years to work on this next message.
Yeah, oh crap. Get the Bulgarian song again. I don't remember. What was it called? This is a document.
Bobby, now a 45-year-old man.
Salty Dalton, again. I found this document online that is instructions on how to catch an alien. And I want to read this to you.
Please do, in detail.
It says, would you like to catch an alien? Use these instructions to help you. Here's what you will need. A pair of unused underpants, a rope.
Whoa, stand by. First of all, step one is get some underwear.
I'm telling you this is, and I'm not even making this up. I'm going to share my screen with you. I'll still read it, but I'll share my screen so those listening on YouTube can see.
Oh my God.
How to catch an alien.
All right, you will need
a pair of unused underpants, a rope, a stick. A large cardboard box without a lid and a fishing net. So here's the instructions, everybody. You make a small hole in the box near the top. You push the rope through the hole. Leave one end longer than the other. Tie the rope in a knot. Put the box outside. Use the stick to prop up the box under the rope. You place the underpants underneath the box.
I've seen this in a Tom and Jerry episode.
You pick up the other end of the rope. Take your end of the rope and hide near to the underpants. Wait for the alien to come to get the pants.
I love step 11.
Pull the rope hard to knock the box down on top of the alien. Step 11, lift the box up and scoop the alien into the net.
So what they're saying is the alien, in their minds, is going to be small enough to fit into a cardboard box. But you physically have to, you're getting a spider out of the house, scoop the alien into the box.
Into the box. Use a pair of unused underpants. I'm interested.
Why is the alien a pervert? Why is that the first thing they go to? Yeah, aliens crave human underwear.
Also, wouldn't you want to use a pair of used underpants because then they would maybe you're trying to get them to attract by the smell or something?
Maybe, but
why would an unused pair of underpants attract them? Wouldn't they just not smell? It just smells like laundry.
So many questions. Who wrote this document?
Did
they put their name?
I don't know. I can't really find a source. But I believe everything that they say, and that's really a way to catch an alien.
That's literally how you catch animals, but replace underpants with food.
But not even how you catch. It's like how you catch animals in a cartoon.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Like
See
animals.
Tom and Jerry. Like.
And then the last part on the fact section before we get to the abductions, there's the top 5 states with the most UFO sightings. I want to see if you can get any of these in the top 5 of most UFO sightings.
Nevada.
Top states. What'd you say?
Nevada.
Nevada is actually there. I'm sure they're on the list, but they're not in the top 5.
They're not in the top 5. Okay.
Not in the top 5.
Let's do.
Don't overthink it.
Florida.
Florida is number 2. 5,826 UFO sightings in Florida.
Let's see. We're gonna go ahead and go with Washington State.
Washington State. That's a great poll. That's number 3, 4,351. So you have
good.
You have.
I got 2 and 3.
You have 2 and 3.
Okay. Texas.
Texas is number 4, 3,848. You're missing 5 and 1.
Oh man. Okay, 5 and 1.
You're doing good.
Let's do New Mexico.
Not on the list.
Damn it. Okay.
Not on the top 5.
Guess. Let's see. I haven't hit the Eastern Seaboard except for Florida. Let's do New York.
New York, number 5, 3,830.
Okay.
So
All right,
now
so
you're
there's
missing
one left.
number 1 on the list.
How am I guessing these? Okay. That's because I've reported sightings in all
Yeah,
those
exactly.
states.
And I will say, the number 1 on the list has almost twice what Florida was.
Okay. Jesus. Illinois?
Illinois, you said no.
I mean, I'm gonna say if it's got twice the amount, California.
California is correct. 10,333. Good job.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm very impressed with myself.
Last on the list was
Virginia?
Washington, D.C.
Okay, close enough.
I mean, I think because everybody that works at DC and the government's like, yeah, we already know aliens exist. We're not reporting it.
Well, why would we point out sightings? Yeah, we're trying to keep this a secret.
By the way, we're not gonna on this episode because this is still a comedy podcast. We're not gonna get into the actual whole metrics of like, hey, there actually have been some alien sightings that the government's been like, hey, we can't explain this. We're not even gonna get into that stuff.
Legally, I can't talk about that.
Yeah, legally, Salty Dalton can't talk about it, and I'm not gonna talk about it either. But this is a comedy show, so we're not. This isn't actual alien information. But
until now,
Until
AlienCast.
Salty Dalton.
The random AlienCast.
Similar to how we did with the diving stories, and I read those to you with the music and stuff, and I let you close your eyes, and you kind of told me what was the scariest one. I'm going to read you a few of these, not all. There's 9 listed. I'm not going to read all 9, but these are the 9 most convincing alien abduction stories in modern history.
Okay.
So you, the listener, you the listener, I want you to settle back, close your eyes, and just listen to the music for a little bit. And here we go. Let me take you on this journey. This is the 1969 Berkshire's UFO incident that shocked an entire town. When numerous residents of Berkshire County, Massachusetts, individually reported having seen a UFO on September 1st, 1969, authorities were at a loss for an explanation. This wasn't a lone sighting induced by sleep deprivation that could be easily dismissed. It truly appeared as though something uncanny had occurred. On the evening in question, residents spotted lights above Sheffield in the southern Berkshires. Many of the witnesses said that the lights were fitted to an unidentified disc-shaped craft that was maneuvering in unprecedented ways. Some witnesses claimed they lost track of time as they gazed with stunned fascination at the object. Thomas Reed was 9 years old at the time. In the car with his mother, brother, and grandmother that night, the family noticed a group of glowing orbs dash out on the roadside trees. Reed claims that something astounding happened when, heading home, his family approached Sheffield Bridge. "It came to a stop off the right side of the road," he recalled of the glowing orbs. "Everything got really calm. It was like being in the middle of a hurricane. There was like a barometric change in pressure." Wait, well, he was a child. Oh, no, he's an adult
sorry.
now.
First of all,
sorry.
Flashback, Tommy's wearing like one of those science jackets.
"It was just like a dead silence. Then there was an eruption of crickets and frogs, and it got really loud, and that was it. Then the family
suddenly... one of the worst endings to that sentence. It was deathly quiet. And
Yeah.
then a bunch of frogs and crickets started. Oh, okay. So nothing happened.
Then the family suddenly found itself back in the car, but they had inexplicably lost 2 hours of memory.
Wait, so they got out of the car?
Everything got really calm as like dead silence. I don't know. That's part of the mystery.
The way you said I don't know with the music, that was probably the scariest part.
Stranger still, Reed's mother and grandmother had somehow switched seats. 2 hours went by that they don't remember. The mother and grandmother, I assume, one was a driver, one was in the front seat, one was in the back seat. Switch seats.
That's just bad quality control on the aliens when they're putting them back. Like, where did they? Fuck it, just throw them in there.
He said over time, Reed, the guy who's talking, the family regained some memory of the incident, including having been in a hangar-like facility with other people. We encountered something, said Reed. It was definitely not of this world. This hangar thing we were in was huge. It was larger than a football field. This hallway we had seen was circular. Why does everybody always use football field as like the standard?
Aliens are notoriously like really into American football.
This hallway we had seen was circular with a Y configuration almost to control the flow of traffic. This one room had a bowed-in wall that was rounded. It's important to remember that Reed was only one of dozens of people who reported witnessing a UFO in the Sheffield area that night. Some were adults who called into the local radio station to report the sighting. Others were children who began drawing UFOs in class. There must have been 20 or 30 sketches that were drawn by children in our 4th grade class from what they saw. They hung underneath in the class board in Sheffield Center School. More than one of those hang in the Roswell Museum today. People don't realize the significance of this, and so it wasn't just us. That's pretty freaky.
That is that is very interesting. It got the memory on this 9-year-old kid.
Right. Well,
insane.
Yes, that is part of it. But I will say, like, I mean, the fact that 40 kids came in the next day and started drawing UFOs.
Yeah. That's like
if I'm the
horror
teacher,
movie
I'm
crap.
quitting.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm quitting that.
If you hand out tests and you get 40 drawings of UFOs back, I'd be like, something's wrong with this class.
It's one of the scariest. Yeah, that would be terrifying. All right, I got another one for you here. Everybody, let's settle in here. Again, we'll read 3 of these. So this is number 2. This is about Barney and Betty Hill's alien abduction story started it all. They were the first. This was the first people to ever report being abducted.
First known abduction.
First known. Okay. Yeah, exactly. I need you to close your eyes. I mean, you don't have to, but
no, it's fine. I get it. You know.
Barney and Betty Hill took a spontaneous trip to the White Mountains of New Hampshire in September 1961.
Dude, I'm surprised that more of those states have not reported this. Apparently, it was a hotbed.
There's an awkward thing too, where alien abductions have like stopped being reported like the last decade. Like people like
is it because people don't take it seriously? Maybe
probably a big part of it because they've all been convinced they're crazy.
Keep it quiet.
As he recounted, Barney needed a break from his night shift at the post office, while Betty was mentally exhausted from handling state child welfare cases. On the last night of their makeshift honeymoon, the two found themselves in a Vermont diner ready to make the last dash home to Portsmouth, New Hampshire. By leaving at 10 p.m., they planned on arriving home by around 2 a.m. On the road, Betty noticed a particularly bright star, perhaps a planet, in the sky. When the celestial object began changing its course in an erratic manner, Betty was convinced it was a UFO. Her husband was not. "Barney," she said, "if you think that's a satellite or a star, you're being completely ridiculous." As the object drew closer, Barney pulled the car to a stop and, gun in hand, got out to investigate.
Oh my God,
it was
what
the
a
60s,
man.
It was the 60s.
He's like, I'll show you aliens.
As he approached the object, Barney saw what he would later describe as a pancake-like disc glowing with brilliant white light that was about the size of a jet. Fleeing back to his car, he and Betty tried to evade the vessel, but were instead overcome with an intense drowsiness and immediately fell unconscious. The couple pulled into their driveway around dawn, unable to recall what had happened. 2 hours of memory seemed to have been wiped from both their mind. There's something about the 2 hours. It was just like the other story. It was 2 hours.
Yeah, that does match up. That's very specific.
Very specific. While Betty was convinced they had encountered a UFO and later reported the sighting to the Air Force, her husband was skeptical. It was only when the couple met with psychiatrist Dr. Benjamin Simon for a consultation in 1963 that Barney changed his mind. None of this.
Your grandfather. Yep.
Barney Hill recalled creatures with slanted eyes taking the couple aboard their UFO to conduct experiments on their naked bodies. Barney claimed that the beings took samples of hair, skin, and nail clippings, and then a 6-inch long needle was inserted into Betty's stomach.
Whoa.
What else is interesting? During another hypnosis session in 1964, Betty drew a star map of the sky from memory, as seen from a planet orbiting the star Zeta Reticuli. So she drew a star
map hypnosis
from a planet as seen from a different planet orbiting the star. I don't know what any of that means.
Interesting. So basically the point of view of like if you were on Earth looking up and you
if you were on the
planet would have to
that's
they drew
the
it
view.
From that point of view. Interesting.
Because it says most shocking above all was that this map was drawn with confounding accuracy and that Zeta Reticuli lies some 40 light years from Earth. Betty's nearly spot-on recreation of the stars surrounding an actual star system remains one of the most intriguing aspects of all alien stories ever reported.
Ultimately, that got me some goosebumps. That's pretty wild. That's nuts, man.
That's nuts. Ultimately, Barney and Betty Hill's account led the Air Force to launch Project Blue Book, a shadowy initiative that aimed to investigate domestic UFO sightings and also presented a template for all the UFO abduction stories that followed in the decades to come. That one's pretty freaky. That's one of the biggest nationally known ones to start the trend.
Because unless you had prior knowledge of what that star system would look like, unless it's just random coincidence, that's pretty insane to be able to recreate that and it be a real place.
It's absolutely insane.
Yeah, that's nuts.
We've got one more for you.
I don't understand I guess maybe there's something about the discs, and that's maybe why all UFOs in movies are circular shaped. But very interesting how that's the main shape. Pyramids.
Explain it.
Circles, maybe a different alien race got the pyramids. They're into triangles.
The triangles.
Maybe geometric. We might see some squares.
This is the Pascagoula alien story that saw 2 fishermen subjected to experimentation. This is the last one I'll read here. It was October 11th, 1973, when Calvin Parker...
when was the last story? What year?
Early 60s.
60s. Okay, so 60 is the earliest, and then 69 there's a bunch of sightings.
I think there were some in the 80s, 90s, but and maybe early 2000s, but there really haven't been much since. All right, so it was October 1973 when Calvin Parker and Charles Hickson went fishing on the banks of the Pascagoula River in Mississippi. At first, when Parker saw blue lights reflected in the water, he thought police had come to instruct the two to leave. A big light came out of the clouds, Parker recalled. It was a blinding light. It was hard to tell with the light so bright, but it looked like it was shaped like a football. Football, big theme here. I would say, just estimating, it was about 80 foot. It made very little sound. It was just a hissing noise. Parker then claimed that 3 legless creatures floated out of the vessel towards him. He described all 3 as having mitten-shaped claws, while one was necklace and gray. The other appeared to be more feminine. I don't know what that means. When one of them tried
He was into it. The
other one had giant cans.
Just huge.
I think that one's a lady. No. When one of them tried to wrap its hands around Parker's neck, his natural response of fear oddly subsided. I think they injected us with something to calm us. I was kind of numb and went along with the program. Parker alleged that he and Hickson were taken aboard the alien vessel and experimented on. Afterward, the 2 terrified fishermen found themselves back on the riverbank as though nothing had happened, except they couldn't remember the previous 2 hours.
Wow.
Oh, my God.
That's not... Okay, all right. You're making a believer out of me, man.
They drove to the Jackson County Sheriff's Office and told Captain Glenn Ryder and Sheriff Fred Diamond the entire story. When I got in there, they had me, Hickson told the police. There were no seats, no chain. They just moved me around. I couldn't resist them. I just floated Felt no sensation. No, this is not at the police office, by the way. He's talking about the aliens.
Okay. It's like, damn, the guy's scribbling the report. Hold on.
I couldn't resist them. I just floated. Felt no sensation, no pain. They kept me in that position a little while, then they'd raise me back up. Hickson claimed that a machine resembling a giant eye looked over his entire body. He said he was surrounded by inhuman, 5-foot-tall, monopedal beings. Captain Ryder didn't believe the two men. He stepped out of the interrogation room but left a secret recording device running in hopes of obtaining proof that their alien stories were fabricated. But what he later heard on this recording made him think twice.
Ooh.
Jesus Christ, God have mercy. I thought I'd been through enough of hell on this earth, and now I got to go through something like this, said Hickson to Parker.
They could have be a night fisherman.
You know, I guess they could have harmed us, son. They had use. They could have done anything to us. I just want to cry right now, added Parker. What's so damn bad about it is no one's going to believe us. With no physical evidence of their abduction. That was a secret recording. So nobody else was around. The captain had left the tape recorder in the room. The other two thought they were by themselves, and they were talking about this stuff. With no physical evidence of their abduction, the alien story remains a mystery. Parker stayed quiet about the event for decades, but after Hickson's death in 2011, he wrote a 2018 book on the matter. Its publication prompted others to come forward claiming that they too had seen a UFO that night. It makes me feel pretty good I'm not the only one who saw something, he said. Most of these people are credible people. And that's the story.
That's pretty insane. The big thing, the 2 hours exactly with this memory gap, you know.
I mean, that tells you something. There's something going on here, people. There's some, and there's other stories as well. But we'll get to those another time.
Interesting. Those are great. Yeah.
Let's play a little game here, Salty Dalton. This game is called What Type of Alien Are You?
The kind that's into underpants.
On today's show, we have our contestant. He comes all the way from Clifton, Virginia. Standing 5'5", Salty Dalton.
No. Taller than that.
Sure.
6'2".
Salty Dalton, we have some 10 questions for you to answer.
Lay it
and at
on
the
me.
end, we'll tell you what type of alien are you?
Great to be on the show. Long time watcher. First time being on. Yeah, this is a whirlwind. I love it.
Salty Dalton, we'll start with question number 1. True or false? I am more intelligent than most of my peers. False. Most people are intelligent in different ways, and I am no better than anyone else. Or true. I am almost too smart for my own good.
Let's go false.
He goes with false. There's no right or wrong answer. It's just answers that you're going to ask. True or false? I am a social butterfly. True. I can talk to anyone and have a large circle of friends. Or false. I don't really talk to that many people outside of work.
I'll say true, but I don't like being extroverted. I can do it.
You only get 2 options here, so it's you got to pick whatever you're closest to.
I'll do true. That's fine.
Question number 3. True or false? I am a natural-born leader. True, I have great organizational skills and a lot of personality to boot. Or false, I prefer to work behind the scenes.
Ooh. I'm probably behind.
I encourage you to not take this too seriously.
False. Yeah, false.
Okay.
Yeah, false.
Next question, number 4.
In-depth
True or false?
personality quiz.
Yeah, this isn't going to count for anything. True or false? I can sense what other people are feeling. True, I'm extremely empathetic. Or false, I'm not really that in touch with emotions.
True.
Yeah, I would say that's true. Number 5. True or false? I feel like no one ever listens to me. False, I'm authoritative or charismatic and people can't help but pay attention to me. Or true, I am often overlooked or dismissed for being too quiet or too weird.
Damn, both of those apply. I'll go false.
Yeah, I'd say that's probably accurate.
We're on a podcast. People
Number
listen
6. True or false? I want power. False, power corrupts people and I want nothing to do with it. Or true, Earth would improve if I were in charge.
Let's go true.
Yeah, okay. On to question number 7. True or false? The best thing about humans is that they can love. True, love is the greatest thing on Earth. Or false, love is a distraction and leads people to make foolish choices.
You know what? I'm going to go true. Okay?
He's a man of love. Number 8. True or false? There is no such thing as free will. True, there's a natural order and humans are just pawns. Or false, all organisms have some control over their own destiny.
Let's go false.
Okay, he went with false. 2 questions left. True or false? The world would be a better place if humans were more logical than rational. False. The world is already too logical and rational. Humans need to be more in tune with their emotions. Or true. If people were more logical and rational, they wouldn't waste resources or make so many poor decisions.
Mm-hmm.
This is a tough one.
Yeah, I don't know. False, I guess. I don't know.
Okay, final one. True or false? Humans have more negative qualities than good. True, humans are basically evil and deserve to be extinct. Or false, humans have problems, but the issues are with society, not individuals.
It's society, man. Let's go false.
Okay. Salty Dalton, calculating the results.
Come on. Football-shaped aircraft. Come on.
You are a white. Extremely.
Whoa.
No.
Okay, yeah.
Here you go.
Whoa.
This is the description.
Okay.
As an extremely sensitive, emotional creature, you were left on Earth in order to fix its messy human-caused problems, environmental catastrophe, war, Western imperialism, etc. Your
imperialism got a little targeted there.
Your magical and empathetic nature makes it difficult sometimes to be on a planet where so much cruelty seems to exist. Your powers lie in your telepathy, your benevolence, and your inner and outer beauty. Your UFO might not be coming back to claim you anytime soon, but you make the most of your time on Earth by improving conditions for all of its inhabitants.
Interesting. Cool. Well, you know what? I can't argue. The test is correct.
You are a white. It's
I
not
am
you
an
are
alien.
white. It's you are a white. Is
A
the
white
answer there?
Yeah, that's.
I took the quiz earlier and I got the same.
That doesn't seem super great, right?
I got the same answer when I took it. So I guess we're both white. I
guess we're both white.
I don't know. I don't know what that means.
What are the other options?
I don't know. I don't know.
Well,
Hold on. Can you get that phone?
Just 1 second.
Yeah, if you don't mind.
It says
you got to answer.
Mars on there.
Okay. Well, it's, I guess it's ringing again.
Hello, Random Word Podcast. Oh, guys.
It's call center.
Nice prank. Production
you guys got fooled again. It's call center. You can always
trick me
email
every
the
episode.
The random word blog at gmail.com. Yes, that's the random word blog at gmail.
You know, the next stuff that they beam out to a star, I think we should start a petition for the entire library of the Random Word Podcast.
I mean, we were talking about it the other day. Like, we have, hundreds of episodes at this point that could be beamed out there. I mean,
we would be humanity's first contact.
There's been like 120 or something episodes, so there's a lot of content for the aliens to get, and this is how the aliens would get familiar with us as a human race. You know? We got a couple emails here. Again, the randomwordblog at gmail.com. First one is from Evan, 28 years old, from Wisconsin. Gentlemen,
Evan,
if the alien race were to descend on Earth, who would be the best representative of the world to greet them?
I feel like we answered this
we answered
episode
this once,
like 100 episodes ago.
We answered this once a long time ago. I'll tell you what I remember. Okay. I remember that The Rock was definitely a candidate.
He was actually, yeah.
Just because,
for sure.
For multiple reasons. He's friendly, but he's also huge, so they would be like, oh, the humans are big and strong. Don't mess with them, that sort of thing, too. I don't remember any other candidates, but I remember The Rock was with probably.
I think we remember talking about an average Joe. Like someone
like
selected at random from the population to kind of just get a true, random person. So that,
but what if you accidentally pick like the crazy guy?
Oh yeah, that's the risky run. But
QAnons.
You know what? The more, I think Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is probably at the top of the list for alien contact.
Another way to do it would be to send like the world's biggest, scariest serial killer out to meet the aliens, because then the aliens will be like, oh my god, these guys are nuts. Like these guys.
Yeah, but what if they're like, well, yeah, we were right. We probably should destroy this planet.
Yeah, that's true. Bad idea. Take it back.
Meets the guy, like turns around to his buddies, like,
So we're going average Joe or The Rock would be the two.
I think I side with The Rock on this one, because you're right. If you get a
Barack
crazy
Obama going out there, he's a pretty friendly, charismatic guy. He brings like a basketball out there. His sleeves are rolled up. He's wearing the dress shirt with the sleeves
just
rolled
like
up.
Got off. He just finished. This is like,
Hello, guys. How are you?
Yeah.
How are you?
That or I feel like
you want to go to a Bulls game?
I feel like at some point in the conversation you need to drop Morgan Freeman at least to relay the messages.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So maybe like The Rock whispers into Morgan Freeman's ears, and then Morgan Freeman basically narrates exactly what went down.
I like that.
Yeah, I think that'd be a good tag team.
We have Jakey, 55 years old from Siberia. Hey guys, between Salty Dalton and Ben, who is more likely to be a secret alien? So between us two, which one is most likely to be the alien that's like hiding in secret, hiding in plain, like Kyle XY, no belly button?
Yeah. What a weird show.
Yeah. It was like the only signifying feature that he was an alien is the fact that he didn't have a belly button.
Except no belly button and six-pack shredded abs.
I like that. That was their decision there.
Yeah. Which one? You know what? I don't know. It might be you, man.
But you also have weird tendencies. That's the
well,
thing.
I don't know what that's supposed to mean.
Like you also are a strange guy. We're both pretty weird.
I mean, it's possible that we're both.
You like to
what if we're both secretly aliens trying to convince someone else to get the heat taken off?
What if we're putting subtle messaging within every podcast we do to like call back to our alien brethren on the planet and trying to get them to come back and get us? It's like every time we drop a very weird word. That's why we did the random word podcast for a while.
Yes.
Because those words all spelled out. If you added them all up, all the words that we use, not added them up, but like if you took each word and then like wrote it out as a sentence, it was saying like, please come save us.
We're just abombulating out here, you know what I'm saying?
Right. We're just
you can't remember a word from any episode we've done, huh?
There was Flibberty Gibbet. That was like our very first one, right?
Could you remember the one word? You know what? What's another word we've done?
Splendiferous.
Nope, that's not one we've done.
Yeah, it is. August 8th, 2019. I'm looking at it.
Oh, you're scrolling through. Wow, that's a word we did? What does that mean?
We did catbird seed. Catbird seat. That was one.
Catbird seat?
Yeah.
That sounds made up.
We did Motley
Crue.
Remember the funniest part was we would do those and then we would mispronounce the word, and then I'd get people like emailing in being like, hey, by the way, you mispronounced the word.
It's like, I'm sorry, I'm reading it for the first time ever.
Yeah, it's there's some good ones. By the way, if you haven't ever gone back and listened to the old episodes, feel free to do that.
I did that recently. I picked a few that I remember, and
I like going back and listening to the best ofs because then you get some of the best quality.
That was such a strain on you.
This is just an ad for our own show.
Yeah.
But thank you for emailing in, Evan and Jakey. You can also join the conversation. It doesn't matter what subject matter we're talking about. These two just happen to know we are going to be talking about aliens. But you can always email in the randomwordblog@gmail.com, and we will read your email on the show.
It is weird that they knew exactly what we were talking about.
Yeah, it's like every week that happens. I don't know how they do it. Maybe they're the aliens. You never know.
Maybe they're the aliens.
You never know. But besides that, people, that about does it for the AlienCast. Before we go, Salty Dalton, I wanted to ask, have you personally had any times in your life where you thought for a second, that's got to be an alien?
It's classified.
Well, it does not work related. Like personal.
Personal on a personal level.
Yeah. I mean, I know you see alien bodies every day when you're in your office, but I mean, like in your personal life, like has there ever been a moment where you've seen like a weird star in the sky? Or...
Yeah, there's been a few of those. I think
it
more often, and maybe it's the imagination part, but more often when I was younger. But when you get away from like the city lights and you're like out in the woods,
right?
I have seen some non-satellite moving type things, but again, I don't have supervision, so no idea what they were.
At one
point,
but
there's been a few. I've seen some. I won't call them unidentified flying objects because I don't know what they were, but there have been some erratic moving type stars in the sky, I guess.
When I was a little kid, I had a book that terrifies me to this day because it was like, I don't remember the title, but I just remember it was like, it was like a collection of like some of the weirdest stories. That's how I found out about spontaneous combustion, where people will literally just blow up.
Yeah, that's pretty. We should talk about that.
That will be we should get into some weird things on an episode. But I learned about all this stuff, but it had alien stories on it too. And I remember in the book it had said that like this guy thought his neighbor, like a couple houses down, was an alien. And so I read that when I was a kid, and I was convinced that my neighbor, a couple houses down, was an alien. I looked for signs. I would walk by their house sometimes and just kind of try to peer in through any of the windows, see anything alien-like. I remember the kid was once peeing.
Meanwhile,
on his front
the
lawn.
resident was terrified. The next door neighbor kid just keeps.
No, one of the kids that lived there. There was a day where he was peeing on his front lawn. He was in his pajamas and he was peeing on his. He was like a little kid, but he was standing there.
Hello, neighbor.
Peeing on his front lawn. He was probably like 4 or 5 years old, and I was like, "That's because the aliens don't know that you're supposed to pee inside." And like I was like, "This is evidence," and I was pretty convinced for a long time. I'm still not 100. Like I can't say for 100% certainty that they weren't.
We should go back to see if they still live there, because if they're aliens, they might not have moved.
I'd have to check. I'll ask my parents.
How about we go sleuth back in your old hood one of these days?
That's a great idea. 2 grown men.
Stakeout equipment, get the binoculars from next door.
Canvassing a neighborhood. Just a great idea. It's a great idea. But yeah, that was the only, because like, yeah, I'm like you. I've seen weird stuff happen in the sky, and I thought there's definitely been times where I've been like.
But like the sky is also weird because there's northern lights, there's shooting stars, there's so many different planes out there. Right. You never know.
It's not like you're going to know every plane that's going by.
But if one is disc shaped, you know you hit it.
Hey, all I can tell you is I don't remember the last 2 hours.
Whoa. You know what you should do is just clip in 2 hours of dead silence, and the episode be 3 hours and like 45 minutes.
People love that.
We'll be talking, and
remember the show used to be almost 2 hours long sometimes.
Yeah, it really did.
For an hour 45. It was insane. Yeah. Now we keep it.
Most people listen to it and don't even realize, and then they're like, "Whoa, I lost 2 hours of my day listening to this nonsense."
There you go. That's what we're here for, people. We appreciate you listening. Subscribe, rating, reviewing.
Hit that bell at the top.
All that good stuff. Hit the bell at the top. You know that one right there. Yeah, you can subscribe to the YouTube channel if you're watching the video version. Besides that, everybody, have a wonderful week. Rest of your week, as we are recording this on a Thursday.
I hope it's out of this world.
We'll see you in a couple weeks. Go live it up for the next 2 hours. Sayonara.
To go live somewhere. Like, go live somewhere.
My sweet, sweet suckers.
We outie. That was more robotic than alien, I guess.
Yeah, okay.